and welcome back to the Johnson Fitness and Wellness podcast. Today, I am lucky enough to be joined by Allan Reid, the head of sales at Swift Unlimited. They are a luxury home garden room design specialist in the UK. Allan, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on, my friend. So, right, let's start off with a bit of an intro. Can you start off by telling us a bit about your background, how you became involved in designing fitness and wellness spaces?
Yeah, of course. So I've been in sales now for the past 12, 15 years. Joined Swift Unlimited over a year ago as national sales manager, then quickly into head of sales. And the approach in the space is that we create beautiful spaces for our clients, most of which come with gyms, spas, wellness, very popular at the moment.
Yeah.
And we provide all forms of essentially garden rooms and annexes for people all across the UK.
Amazing. So obviously you said you've been doing this for a year. So in the last year, how have you seen the concept of a home gym kind of evolve and change since you started?
Yeah, so I think we've seen a lot of people realize that you don't just have to go to the commercial gyms that are available. A lot of people realizing that they can have that space in their own space
Yeah.
and make it work around them. A lot of people are busier now. A lot of people are more social, maybe not have time. So I've personally seen the shift of people wanting that space in their garden at a really good cost, at a really high standard. And a lot of people working with gym manufacturers, a lot of people working with other gym suppliers to get exactly what they do in the gym, but at home, making it more personable
Of course.
and working out at home and kind of blending the two together. So it's work and gym. A lot of office gym spaces we're providing at the moment. So it's been good, and it's good to see that shift as well.
Amazing. So when a client says they want a home gym, what does that typically mean to you?
So a client wants a home gym, for me, it means that they just want their own space to spend time in, to work out. Usually, I would say 9 times out of 10, they'll sneak an office in there. There's
Mhm.
nothing better than, I guess, working in the office and then doing
Doing
a
a
quick
bit, doing a
little.
few bicep curls under the table.
Yeah, exactly. You're in a client meeting, they're doing some curls, or like myself, I've got a treadmill underneath my desk.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's like that. And if they've got that gym space, it just means that I'm sure you'll know yourself that it's much more helpful for people's well-being as well.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of studies come out to say that gym is a high contributing factor towards people's mental health and happiness. So you've seen that shift, and if they can blend work and the space, it means a lot for us to provide that. It's the same as our other clients who choose annexes. It means a lot if they can move mum and dad in with them,
Yeah.
and it's exactly the same as the gym space. We know we're helping them to better themselves, so it's important for us.
Amazing. So, like moving on to design, what's your philosophy when it comes to designing a fitness or wellness space inside the rooms that you build?
Yeah, so it's quite an interesting one. Since we're fully bespoke, it can be made to whatever the client likes.
Hmm.
So the initial concept when it comes to us is we'll speak with the client, we'll work out what they want, what's the most important things. Usually around gyms, the main questions are what equipment's going to be used.
Yeah.
So if you're lifting above your head, or if you've got a step master that's quite tall, we obviously know straight away that the building height is going to be needed.
Hmm.
There's permitted development rights, and then there's planning permission. The higher you go on a flat roof, or higher you go on a roof in general, you need some form of planning permission. Usually, there's slight ways around it and
Of
some
course.
nuances in there, but so on the design front, we'll always start with what equipment you're planning to use, what's your favorite activities at the gym, how can we provide that space for you as an initial shell, and then work around the client, then making sure they've got the right views,
Yeah.
making sure they've got the right space to place treadmills, whether it's floor sockets, mirrors, anything that goes into the space, we'll work with our clients to make sure it's spot on.
Amazing. So, do you kind of approach it as a functional training area or as part of like a lifestyle and a design aesthetic?
So my role itself, I would say it's functional space that I'll go with, and then we have a design team as well as me that will then look at that space and make sure all the perfect nuances are in there, such as is the floor socket in the right space for the treadmill? Is the sauna in the corner the best place for the ventilation to make sure that you've got the right views into the garden? Does the client want a north face garden so the sun comes in? We look at all the forms of that, but in the initial stages, purely functional, working with the client's design and kind of what they think, get some renders to them, get some 3D images, and then we just take it very slowly, make sure that day by day, week by week, we're fine tuning that aesthetic to the client as well.
Amazing. So, what are the first three things that you consider when someone comes to you and says, I've got this idea, I've no idea what I want, but I know that I want a certain size space in the back of my garden for a gym? What are the first three things that you would consider?
Yeah, so you actually happens pretty much every time.
I can imagine because I say that because that's exactly how I would approach it. I don't know how I want it. I don't know what I want, but I just know I want a certain space for a gym in my garden.
Yeah, I think the most important thing straight off is size of garden, a rough size of gym or a leisure space that they want to work with, and then very loose budget. Once you've got those three things, the design and the work and what space you can fill is quite simple to work around it. Because if you've said to me, "Oh, I'm just going to have a treadmill, just going to have a bench in there," then we'll roughly know how much space is needed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If then you were to say as well, "Oh, the space in the garden's not much. I've maybe got 4 meters by 4 meters worth of garden space," then we know we're limited. We know we need to then maximize the space for the shape. We know we
Mm.
need to get all the right aspects in. And on the very, very flip side of that, some clients come, "I've got all the space in the world, all the money in the world. Let's just design something crazy."
Yeah.
Then we know all the answers to the initial equations, and then that's when people get to spend time with us, get to spend time with me, and we'll work through it step by step, making sure that that's a great space for them.
Amazing. So, how much does understanding the client's fitness habits or personality influence your design choices?
I'd say very highly, especially both the personality and I guess the equipment in the space and what they want to use it for. There's all things that we consider at Swift that I guess most other companies don't. So we'll think of how a client's going to walk from their home into the space. What activity do they use in the gym the most? Is that going to be featured first? Are we going to have that facing out the window? So we want to gather as much client expectations as possible, and anything that they want, or even the things that they haven't thought of but we've seen before, we'll propose that to them, show them what it could look like. If they've got any gym partners that they work with or gym equipment that they've seen, for example, they might go to, a David Lloyd's at a Pure Gym but really love one of the equipment that they
Yeah,
use there. We'll
yeah.
find that for them, make sure we've got the spec that fits the size. There's loads of small nuances that go in there, but always something that we consider and work with to make sure it's spot on.
Amazing. So earlier on, you mentioned you might deal with someone that's got unlimited budget and just wants a huge space, which is great because you can shove anything in there and it works
Yeah.
and it looks perfect. But someone that's short on space, someone with a smaller garden, someone that has quite a specific need for something, what kind of smart things do you incorporate into your design process that allows you to work around the smaller spaces?
Yeah, so I think for the smaller spaces, it's always tricky. Um, as mentioned earlier, well, the main point will be the gym equipment that they want to use or
Yeah,
they use the most. I said the best thing that can be avoided is overhead weights,
right.
because if the roof doesn't need to be higher, you can get a lot more done under permitted development.
Yeah,
Um, on the space side as well, we'll look at schematics for maybe slimline treadmills, for workbenches or weight benches that don't have to be as long as what they typically are.
hmm,
Mirror space will ensure that how much mirror space they need. LED lights. We've often popped saunas in. It's quite strange for a small space, but a lot of people want saunas in small spaces because it's usually for one or two,
yeah.
and the space of a one or two sauna is quite small,
Quite
which is
small, yeah.
usually
They're not
yeah,
the biggest of things, yeah.
yeah. So you can always get people into them. So the space that we manipulate and work around is working out what their needs are, the equipment is, and maximizing all the floor space, regardless of if it's a 4x4 or if it's a 10x10, we want to maximize all the space as possible. What's their future plans as well? So it doesn't just stop at the gym, at the leisure space. It's okay, if you 25 years down the line, because our garden rooms last 65 years plus, or can last 65 years plus, that we want them to make sure that space can be utilized for anything else. So you take the equipment out, put something else in. There's loads of options there for them.
Amazing. So you kind of mentioned lighting and so on and so forth. How do lighting, ventilation, acoustics factor into your planning process?
Quite a lot. I would say overall lighting's probably the most talked about when it comes to the space. I'm sure maybe you do it, but I certainly do it in the gym. I'm giving it the big guns.
Yeah, everyone loves a post workout flex in front of the mirror because you've got the blue light right on top of you, and you're like, oh, look at that, what's going on here? For sure.
Exactly. You're like, oh, I never realized I looked reasonable, and then you get to the mirror at home, and you're like,
where's my tricep gone?
Yeah. Yeah, I had too many cakes for breakfast. So quite a lot of people, including myself, want to replicate that. So they want that lighting to show them. And I kind of living in the, I guess, social media age of, you want to post these great photos, you want to post a space that looks great, but you feel great in as well. So we work with numerous lighting companies to make sure that the lighting angles are perfect, the mirror frames are the correct location to get that great images. So making sure that all that package is in there straight away, especially for the lighting, is a top priority for us as well. Because if you've got, like you mentioned, a small space, there's only so many points the lights can go.
Yeah, of course.
So making sure you get the right shadows, you get the right images, making sure you get that pump looking good.
Yeah, so it's safe to say it's factored in early.
Yeah, absolutely.
And okay, so how important is zoning? For example, having specific cardio areas, specific fitness areas, or for your designs, is it not important at all? Do you just kind of mesh it all together?
Yeah, so I guess it turns back to the space. If the client has the space to zone areas, fantastic. We'll look at zoning, going back to the kind of the mirror, the lighting. You don't really need, or for me anyway, I don't really need mirrors and lights to run on a treadmill. But if I'm doing weights, you want to make sure your form's correct. You want to make sure you've got the posture right. So if you've got the space, absolutely, and the client knows they want to do dual pec flies, for example, we'll make sure that machine is facing the right location. We'll make sure that they've got the angles right to look at their form. And when it comes to the treadmills or the space, it's mainly looking out to the garden itself, looking out to the correct spot to get some inspiration. Or if you're having those struggles on a marathon run or a 10K, you've got some nice views ahead of you. So quite important, but provided the client has the space for the zoning. A lot of things that we've seen just now is, I'm not sure of the official name of them, but they've got a multi-function to them. So you get pec flies, you get the tricep curls, then you go around the other side and it's like a bench that you can pop out and and start doing it. So we get a lot of clients come to us say, I've got this really cool bit of equipment, it does everything, I want to put it in this space and make sure all the angles are right and all the spaces are right. So we see that more now than ever. So everything's multi-purpose rather than
multi gyms are a massive thing nowadays. They're definitely coming into popularity for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It just gives everyone the opportunity to go, well, I'm going to have this space used anyway. Why not have it used for 5 different exercises rather than one exercise, which it used to be previously, and now it's going into the multi space, which is great. You've now got one reasonable size bit of equipment that you can do so many exercises on. You almost don't need to zone certain parts.
So what styles are you finding are currently trending with your home gym designs? Is it kind of minimalist, tech driven, industrial? Like what are you finding is trending?
Yeah, so I think at the moment, a lot of people are looking at the tech side of things and cramming as much, I call it tech bro stuff, as much as you can to get in there. There's always like the lights that can be app controlled. There's certain actual light zoning areas. There's speakers that can be involved, underfloor heating that you can control. There's saunas that can also be controlled remotely, so they can heat them up for by the time you get there. There's all kind of efficiencies that tech can have. So we've seen that quite a lot at the moment. And then on the absolute flip side of that, a lot of our clients, or I say a lot, some of that we've seen more than often, is looking for like a chalet, rustic gym effect. So instead of the internal walls being white, usually, they've now got internal cladding that's oak effect, nice and rustic, feels nice. So it's a completely contrasting side
Yeah,
of it.
completely polar opposites.
Yeah, and I think for me, we're definitely, I guess, heavy on the tech side. We see it quite often is people have their house on smart features, or if it's Alexa or on the Google Home, is it can all be integrated as part of one. So it's quite
Hmm.
cool to see that you can just ask it, "Hey Alexa, please switch on my treadmill lights," and they'll
Yeah,
just ping
spot
down.
on.
So yeah, so these are the things that I think a lot of people are now seeing that can be done. It's much more cost effective now than what it used to be. I think my dad said years and years ago that progression in technology isn't actual new things coming out; it's old technology getting cheaper, and that's what we've seen now more than anything. That
Yeah, for sure.
50-inch TVs used to be £2,000, and now
Yeah,
£300, £400.
yeah, it's mental. I completely off topic to gyms, but I literally had that conversation last week.
Yeah.
It's absolutely spot on.
Yeah, so we've seen that in the spaces that we provide as well. Whereas before, getting a voice activated light that's integrated into your build could be £2,000, and now it's only a couple of £100 because
Yeah,
that tech is now so much cheaper, much more utilized, especially with the chips that we're seeing or the actual advancements that's going through. So it's much more easy to do and definitely helpful on the budget as well.
for sure. So, are there any specific design features that clients are quite consistently asking for in 2025?
Um, I would say no, actually. I think
Okay,
every
that's interesting.
person that we've spoke to has been completely different. There is some nuances that are quite similar, but in terms of actual design and what they want, we see just completely different things every single time, which is great for us because we sometimes get asked questions that, despite being in the business for 18 years, over 18 years, Swift has been providing these luxury spaces and garden rooms, that we're still seeing new things, which is great
Yeah,
for us because we get to learn
yeah, for
and
sure.
provide good spaces. But then on the flip side, the most common ones, such as integrating um, phase three into their whole home,
Yeah,
or three phase into their whole home, probably the most common one. If someone will already have smart features in their home, they want that extended over to the garden, making sure that the Wi-Fi is the same, the lights are controlled from the same hub. So that's probably the most common thing that we see. But apart from that, it's honestly just completely different every
yeah,
single time,
nice.
which we absolutely love.
Keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, spot on.
For sure. So, when it comes to collaboration, how early in the design process should fitness equipment, wellness equipment be specified?
Yeah, so it usually done on a case by case basis for us. I would say certainly if our potential client, for example, if you know that I absolutely love this treadmill, we use it all the time at my local gym, we want that, then it's great to know because we can
Yeah,
get the exact measurements, make sure it fits, ceiling height. Going back to essentially the very start for the space, if someone knows they want to use a stepmaster, for example, then it's extremely important that we know the size, dimensions, specifications that they use, because everything needs to fit perfectly. The only times that it doesn't matter is the very rare times that people go, got loads of space, got loads of money, roof can be as tall as it wants, we'll get planning permission, there's no problem, and away we go. But certainly
yeah,
those questions are highlighted at very first stage of, what do you enjoy to use? What's your
yeah.
favorite thing at the gym? What would you absolutely hate to use that we don't even need to consider? For me, that's a leg press. Everyone hates leg. Everyone hates leg day.
Legs. So who does legs?
Exactly. Me coming into work with jelly legs is not a fan. So those are the questions that we definitely ask quite early on. And once they're sorted or roughly confirmed, nothing that we do ever has to be 100% until we go ahead with clients. So as
Mhm.
long as we're roughly on the right lines as we go, that's the most important thing.
Amazing. So, when working with suppliers, What does effective collaboration look like to you?
Yeah, so I think for us, we work with several suppliers throughout the UK, and the most important part for us is communication. It always is when it's not a direct link between both parties. It's we're asking you, the client's asking us to do something, then asking the supplier to do something.
Mm.
The best thing for us is we collaborate together straight away with rough spaces. If the client already has rough gym equipment, we get that from them. So it's a nice collaboration at the start. And then as we run through things, it's where we're placing electrics, where we're placing the equipment, what equipment are they using, what does that size look like, what's the weight.
Hmm.
Floor weights are quite important as well. And then making sure that every part of that gets sandwiched into one. So for our drawings, we do technical drawings at the very end to
Right.
make sure it can go into production, that we overlay where the equipment's going, the weight, what electrics are needed around it. And then on the flip side, for the gym provider, they've got the exact space that
Yeah.
it's going into, and they know, well, that'll work, that height will be perfect, that'll be us. And there's certainly things for both parties that sometimes you don't consider,
Hmm.
sometimes you don't. Sometimes the gym provider will say, oh, did you know that this is the eye line for this will be slightly taller than what you've planned in for, and we'll take a look back at it and go, oh, great point. So I think communication, collaboration is so important to make sure that the client's expectations are met 100% of the time. Because if regardless if you spend £10,000 or £200,000, we want to provide the best service every time.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, fine. So, last few questions. Where do you see fitness design heading in the next, let's say, 5 years?
It's a good question. I guess the short answer is like who knows.
Who knows?
The
Yeah, fine.
way the world thing, where the way world's going just now is who knows what 5 years looks like. I think if I was to guess from my own personal experience, I think more home gyms, whether that's actual gym spaces from luxury garden room suppliers such as ourselves that goes into the garden, or garage conversions, because who really keeps a car in a
Yeah,
garage?
exactly.
Not
Yeah,
many, not many people, or I've certainly never done it. It's always got
yeah,
rubbish in it. So we see a lot of conversions happen. Um, a lot of people similar to myself. So I stay in a flat at the moment, but I've got a treadmill under the desk, a desk that goes up. I've got a small little push-up section next to me. I've got a weight next to me. So my mini gym while I'm working from home is around me. But
yeah,
if that was in a home, I would definitely want that space. And I think that's where we're seeing it, that benefit that you get from doing a small 30-minute workout every day, whether it's in the home or in a space that you're comfortable in, is so beneficial. And with how busy everyone is, spending time with your family and not having to travel to a gym, spend an hour at a gym, get changed, come back, have a shower,
yeah.
it's a lot of time saved. And if you're looking after kids or you've got a dog that you need to look after, it's been quite important in family life as well. So
Amazing. Right, final question. Um, Fun one. If you had unlimited money, unlimited space, you just won the Euro Millions, life's great. What would your dream home gym look like?
God, it's something I think about every day.
You
I go
should,
to,
this should roll off your tongue then.
I know, I go to sleep every day thinking, oh, what if I wake up and that Euro Millions are won?
I feel that too,
Um,
mate.
the perfect space for me. I'm trying to think what my favorite workouts are. I quite like, as much as I've never done it, I think I'd quite like a cryotherapy.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
called I don't even know what they're properly called. That's how little research I've done in them. But I've seen
Yeah, yeah.
professional athletes get in the cryo. You get their little hats on, you get your gloves on. Absolutely love that. Cold plunge, a sunken cold plunge. That would be cool. That nobody, when you look in the gym, nobody thinks that there's anything there. But then
Yeah, yeah,
there's a sunken cold plunge just hidden, almost like a hidden wall. I'd
yeah.
love that. Hot tub, of course,
Yeah.
because well, who
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 wouldn't want
doesn't
one?
enjoy?
Just
Not
hot,
even just
but that'll be your excuse to go from hot to cold. It's just part of the cryotherapy. It's fine.
exactly, yeah. quite part of the steam room. I personally am a fan of saunas. I don't know why. I feel like I get hot too quickly and then just bail out of it.
You get
I'm not.
uncomfortable and you're like, I've enough.
Yeah, I'm like, I've had enough. Whereas everyone else around me is like, no, we're going to be here for ages. But I quite like the steam room. I think the steam room, as much as that's also hot, kind of works better for me. So definitely the steam room as well. It's funny, while I'm saying all these things, I'm thinking how we would design and supply something like this. And I'm going, that would be a fun experiment to do of
Yeah.
ventilation, weight, condensation, making sure it's heated. So
Yeah.
many fun things involved, but yeah, a couple of cool tech things in there I'd absolutely love to do as well.
Amazing. Well, Alan, it's been a joy. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for coming on. Tell everyone where they can find you. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can find me if you look at Swift Unlimited .co.uk, or you can find me on LinkedIn, Allan Reid with two L's in Allan, that I always have to preface. I'm on LinkedIn. Please reach out for anything. I'm more than happy to chat to you, go through any designs, or just have a talk about anything. Please come and see us. We will help you out wherever you need it.
Amazing. Perfect. Thank you very much for your time, Alan. It was great to speak to you.
Thanks so much for your time, Jay. Pleasure's been all
Amazing.
mine.